Hey guys and gals, Alex again from Words of Farewell, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about the lyrical concept behind the song Whispering Deeps. The second song of our EP in a universe is called Whispering Deeps, and it's not such a high-minded concept as the first song, Chronotopos, a little bit more straightforward, but it's interesting where I originally got the idea from. It's based on psychoanalysis, which I also read a little bit in university, but the impetus actually came from a J-drama. It's one of my guilty pleasures to actually watch Japanese drama series. It's basically soap operas, but Japanese. And it's called Love Shuffle, and the character played by, what was his name? Hiroshi Tamaki, I think, who plays a psychiatrist, came up with some part of the Freudian ideology or the Freudian psychoanalytic concept. And he in the series talked about the battle between Eros and Thanatos, which is more or less like the life drive and the death drive. I'm not too fond of Freudian psychology. I actually read a little bit about it in university, as we had to in cultural studies. And I think it was called Beyond the Pleasure Principle. That's where it usually comes from, but I can't really remember anything of that sort of nature from the top of my head right now. But the basic concept is that every person has sort of a drive to live, so everything that is productive, everything that you have to do in order to stay alive, and you also have a self-destructive drive, a death drive, so to say. And the idea of that character in Love Shuffle was basically that an artist, which was another character, put a part of her power, of her eros, her life force, into each piece of art. So that after a while, she, or her death drive rather, becomes more and more powerful, and that she then drifts off into depression. And I found this to be, I'm not quite sure whether or not this is actually founded in that part of the Freudian psychoanalysis. For me, it's just a precursor to actual psychology. So I wouldn't know. Maybe you can comment on that in the description. But the character goes on to say that every artist, so to say, has the impetus to put love or their life force and their power into each piece of art. So at some point in time, every artist gets depressed or gets, well, ultimately suicidal tendencies. And that's basically what the song is about. The original title was also Thanatos, but I found that title was maybe a little bit too played out, so I figured it would be interesting to put it in metaphorical terms so that you have a voice in your head that you're usually able to mute, which is the death drive. But each time you create a piece of art, I don't know, like a painting or music also, or something else, the death drive gains power and becomes louder. So that whispering in your brain or in your head becomes a little bit louder each time that you produce a little bit of art. And at some point in time, giving others pleasure for life by creating art, well, leaves you vulnerable to these sort of things. And that's also what we played at in the music video. Again, I'm not quite sure whether or not psychoanalysis as a whole makes sense. I'm not too fond of it, as I've said. Just the ramifications for later on, the actual onset of real psychology. So would be interesting to know what you think about this and whether or not you found the lyrical insight useful, whether or not you actually like Freudian psychology, or if you think those ideas were founded on something that you could believe in. Yeah, just let me know, and see you next time for the next lyrical spotlight. Bye bye.